I often say our brains are like toddlers with knives. We need to pay attention to them. We need to pay attention to our brains and what they're feeding us, because our brains are wrong a lot of the time. What I can promise is that I can take you to feeling 50% better. I can't take you to feeling 100% better, but I promise you I'll take you to feeling 50% better than you feel right now if you follow these 3 very simple steps. I don't like doing long introductions about myself because I think they're boring when I watch them. For those of you who are brand new, my name is Brooke Castillo and I own the Life Coach School. We are the best life coach school in the world. I believe that on every level. We don't really have any competition for what we do because we teach a model that nobody else teaches. The way that we approach life coaching is very unique. If you feel like you feel bad and there's nothing you can do about it, I promise you that you're wrong. Your feelings are choices, and I'm going to show you exactly how to choose and decide what you want your feelings to be on purpose. And my ulterior motive is that maybe you'll love this and go on and share my work with lots of different people, and that you'll become more engaged in my work and maybe join scholars. This is where you are right now, and this is the arrow to where you want to be over here. Feeling badly, suffering, struggling, buffering is what we call it, so avoiding your emotion. And this over here is how you want to feel, which is better. This is 14 years worth of work that I've been doing as a life coach that I've now been able to take these very complicated instructions and distill them down. So I just want to make sure that you don't take the simplicity of the instruction to make it think that it should be easy, and that if you can't get it right away, that it's not working. I promise you it is always, always, always working. Let's start with step 1. Feel your now. Now, it's a very simple instruction. What are you feeling right now? I want to be really clear that a lot of times when I ask people how they're feeling, they give me a paragraph. They give me lots of thoughts about how they're feeling. They tell me about what's going on in their day to explain how they're feeling. I want you to pick one word to describe how you're feeling, and then I want you to describe how it feels in your body. If you don't know me, I have chronic anxiety. I wake up every morning and I feel anxious, and I typically feel anxious periodically throughout the day. So for me, my emotion that I would pick here would be anxious. Okay, that's my one word that I would use to describe what's going on in my body. And the way that it feels is it's like tight right here, and it feels like a very quick vibration pulsating throughout my body. Like you may describe yourself as annoyed, frustrated, scared, panicked, depressed. Think about the one emotion. Now, if it's really hard for you to identify, just bad or good is fine too. Happy or sad. Just pick one word to describe. And then once you have that one word, then you want to go into your body, describe how it feels. Now, be careful. You don't want to describe what's going on in the world. You want to describe what's going on in your body. It's a strong, tight feeling, and it pulsates or vibrates out. I feel it in my chest. Maybe you feel it in your legs. Maybe you feel it in your throat. Maybe it feels like a dull ache all over you. What is the one word that you are feeling right now? And what does it feel like in your body? And just describe it in one sentence or a couple sentences. What does it feel like in your body? There's so much going on when you do step 1. And here's what's going on. So if I'm going throughout my day and I'm feeling anxious, but I'm not really aware of it, I just feel like stressed and I'm overeating, maybe I'm over drinking, maybe I'm overworking, yelling at the kids, whatever, right? As soon as I ask myself the question, what am I feeling right now? And I tap in to feel it. In order for me to do that, I have to go into my outer awareness, into my watcher, in order to observe myself. And in order for me to observe myself feeling, I take myself out of the feeling temporarily in order to observe myself feeling the feeling. When you just did that, when I said, hey, what is it you're feeling? If you said, I don't know, this is dumb or whatever, you blocked yourself from that awareness. But if you went and said, I wonder what I'm feeling, even if you're feeling terrible, what am I feeling? And you looked at yourself for a minute to see what you were feeling, it gave you some relief from what you're actually feeling. Because in order to observe what you're feeling, you can't be in the feeling. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why it's so important. And then to take it a step further is to describe it. So in order to describe it, you have to shift back and forth between being in your body and experiencing it and your awareness. And if you're someone that avoids emotion and buffers against it and pushes away from it, this will invite you to come back into your body, to pay attention, to be present with the emotion. And when you describe your emotion that's going on in your body, what you'll notice is it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it may feel negative, it may feel bad, but when you're describing it, it's not the end of the world. It's not something you can't handle. It's something that can be described in words and is therefore something you can wrap your mind around. So step one is incredibly important. Now, there's a truth that you need to know about step two, and that is that all feelings are caused by thoughts, and thoughts are just sentences in our mind. So once you've named your emotion, you need to find the sentence in your mind that is causing that emotion. Now, you're going to want to attribute your emotion to something that's happening in the world. I lost my job. My husband left me. I didn't sleep last night. You're going to want to attribute it to a circumstance, to something that's happening outside of you. Nothing outside of you causes any emotion. All emotions, every single one of them, are caused by a sentence in your mind. Now, it's important here to make a quick note and to differentiate between emotions and sensations. So a sensation is something that happens involuntarily in the body, like hunger and sickness and fullness and cold and hot. That's something that happens in your body involuntarily that travels to your mind. An emotion requires consciousness that starts in your mind and travels to your body. If you were to get some horrible news right now, that would be a thought that would cause an emotion in your body. Nothing outside of you causes emotion. Stuff outside of you causes sensations, like the sun makes you hot, and if it's cold outside, that makes you feel cold. That's a sensation, involuntary. But an emotion, sad, mad, glad, afraid, anything like that is always caused by a sentence in your mind. So whatever emotion that you put into the box there, I want you to find the sentence causing it and make sure that you're not attributing it to a circumstance. You have your facts of what happened, and then you have your thought about it. So if you say, well, I feel anxious right now because I've lost my job, you're attributing your feelings to the circumstance, which is you lost your job. Now, exact facts of you losing your job need to be specified as facts. And then what is your thought about losing your job? What is your thought about not having a job? And that is what's causing you to feel the emotion, because losing a job or being fired from a job or not working in and of itself is completely neutral. It doesn't create any emotion. It's just something that exists in the world, something that happens in the world. But you having a thought, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, or I loved my job, or I'll never be able to work again, or whatever it is that's causing you to feel that emotion, is that one sentence in your mind. So step one, feel your now, name your emotion and describe it. And step two is to find the sentence causing it, not the circumstance causing it, the sentence causing it, okay? The pandemic in and of itself, the economy in and of itself does not have the ability to scare us unless we have a thought about it. And I'll prove this to you because there's so many people in the world that are having different feelings about what's going on in the world. So if the pandemic or if COVID or if the economy was responsible for how we all felt, we would all feel the exact same, because it would be the same circumstance causing the same feeling. But that's not the case, is it? We all have different emotions. We have different feelings about it. And the reason we have different feelings about it is because we have different sentences in our minds. So write down the sentence that is causing you to feel the way that you feel. When you do this, what you will realize is that you are very powerful over your emotional life. And once you have the sentence sentence and the emotion. I don't want you to try to change anything for just a minute. I just want you to make the connection between the way you feel and the sentence in your mind. Step 2 is very, very important because most of the time, if we haven't done step 1, we don't even know how we feel. But if we do step 1 and we don't do step 2, we don't understand the reason why we're feeling the way that we're feeling is because of a sentence in our mind, but we're so unaware and unconscious of what we're thinking. We're just going to keep thinking it. You're not enough. 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 Until you've taken a minute to be like, wait a minute, what is my brain doing? What is my brain thinking? What sentences are being fed to me from my brain? Pay attention. That's important to know because it's causing how you feel. And if you don't pay attention to it, you can't change it. And you're going to feel powerless. You're going to I just feel depressed all the time. And you don't know why. And then you start accessing your brain. You're like, you're not enough. You're not good enough. You're not going to amount to anything. You do everything wrong. Your brain is just feeding this stuff to you all the time. And you wonder why you feel toxic. I often say our brains are like toddlers with knives. We need to pay attention to them. We need to pay attention to our brains and what they're feeding us because our brains are wrong a lot of the time. And they're making us feel terrible and we're not even paying attention, okay? Once you have your thought, I want you to look at that thought and I want you to understand that that thought is completely optional. Every sentence in your mind, every thought you think is a choice. If you don't decide deliberately what to think, your brain will just do it for you, unsupervised. But before we can go to the place of la la rainbows, right? Before we can go to affirmation land and law of attraction land, we have to see what the hell is going on in there first. We have to know what's going on in the brain right now. Okay. So step 1, what am I feeling? If you want to know why you're feeling what you're feeling, get access to your brain. You can't control what's going on in the world. You can't control what's going on with the virus. You can't control what's going on with your employees or your husband or your wife or whatever, but you can control what you think. And you don't have to think you're not going to be able to manage. The world isn't the way it's supposed to be. It should be different. I should be different. I should be better. I should be more perfect. All of that is optional. So what you're feeling and what you're thinking has a direct connection only within yourself, not to do with the outside world. And that brings us to step 3. And step 3 is, and it goes on the presumption that we know that thoughts create our feelings. We're going to create a new and true thought and give it equal airtime. So let's say, for example, you found out that you feel inadequate and you found the sentence that is causing you to feel that way is I'm not enough, which, by the way, not enough what? That's just ridiculous. Of course you're enough. You were enough the minute you were born and you've been enough since the moment you were born. Every single one of you is enough and complete right where you are, 100%. You may not be able to believe that you're amazing and wonderful and awesome, but you can find ways where you are enough. You're enough to be here. You're enough to be alive. You're enough to be present. You're enough to be listening to my voice right now. Okay. So I'm not asking you to give up your belief that you're not enough, but I'm just asking you to consider that you're also enough. And that may make you feel inadequate. And the other one may make you feel worthy. And I'm allowing you in this process to hold on to both of those thoughts if you want. You don't have to get rid of the negative one if you don't want to. You can if you want to. But if it's hard to let go of, just introduce this one as well. And just allow yourself to feel both not enough and enough, both unworthy and worthy. And you have to be able to find the truth in it. It has to be a true thought. Now, what makes something true is that you believe it. What makes something true is that you decide it is true. There's only truth that exists within you because without your brain, there is nothing to decipher the truth. So when you think about, I am worthy, you prove that to yourself in certain ways and you see how that's true, then you can hold that thought with the other thought. You can have the thought, I'm not going to be able to get all of this done, but you can also have the thought, I'm going to get everything done I can get done today. And that'll make you feel maybe productive. And that'll make you feel maybe like you are working and you are getting done. So it might make you feel less overwhelmed, more peaceful. Find a new thought, a new true thought that produces a new feeling. And this may take some creativity and some practice because you can't fake this one. It has to produce a new feeling. So when I say to you, listen, you may not be able to get everything done on that list, but you're going to get like half that list done. I'm not going to be able to get it all done is one thought. I'm going to get half my list done today. I'm going to get 7 things done today. I'm going to get some of my list done today. That's an equal thought, right? And with that thought, you can feel some sense of accomplishment with your sense of inadequacy, right? Now notice, as soon as we just shift the thought, we make it a little bit more neutral. We shift it into just a different way of looking at it. It's equally as true. All of a sudden, we've allowed for a different emotion. New sentence, new emotion. It's balanced us out, right? Notice how it contradicts, but it's believable. You're not making stuff. Nothing's lost. Everything's rainbows. I'm not saying that we do that. We could try and do that. And if it works, go. But for most of us, we can't make that big leap to the opposite in believing it, but we can introduce other ideas that are equally believable that will balance out that emotion. And this equal airtime to all the negative thinking that we've now become aware of and introducing some equal positive thinking or neutral thinking will balance out that emotion and you will start to feel better. Okay. And that is the process that we want to go through in order to even out and feel better. So let's review the 3 steps. Step 1 is identify what you're feeling in one word and describe it. Step 2 is find the sentence causing it. And step 3 is introduce a new sentence that creates a new feeling and hold space for both of them. And when you're feeling this new feeling, you want to describe that new feeling as well. This 3-step process throughout your day will literally change your life. It does so much within that 3-step process. It proves to you that your thoughts cause your feelings. It brings you into awareness and has you paying attention to yourself. It has you making choices about what to think and directing your own awareness with deliberate creation. And it helps you learn how to create new emotion. These are all the skills that we need to learn and to teach to have positive mental health in our lives. I know that some of you want more help with this. Some of you want me to introduce you to more of my work and you want to join Self-Coaching Scholars. So I'm going to take 4 minutes right now and sell you on that program. And the way that I sell and the way that I make offers is I offer to help. Okay. I believe that selling is about creating more value and offering more value than I ask in return. I have created an entire class, and I'm going to share my screen with you here. This is Self-Coaching Scholars. This is the page you land on. So there's the start here, lesson of the month, daily group classes, right? But if you click Study Vault, you will go into this Study Vault. And there is a class right here, I'm hoping y'all can see this, called How to Feel Better. Click on How to Feel Better once you're in the Study Vault, and you get immediate access to this when you join Scholars. You get immediate access to this class. There's a prep model, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And it's all videos that you have and steps to feeling better. This one gives you the 10 steps to feeling better. I only gave you 3 steps to feeling better, okay? So I just wanted to show you this is how you access the class that we've just been discussing. It's a full class with 8 modules that takes this deeper into the next level. When you join Scholars, you get immediate access to that class. It's a membership program. It's $297 a month, and you get access to that class. And you also get, now you may just want to join for the 1 month to get access to that How to Feel Better class and take that class. That's fine. But in addition to that, you also get weekly one-to-one coaching with a coach. So let's say you want to practice this 3-step process. You want to dive in deeper. You're in the course, but you're stuck. You need some help. You need someone to talk to. Included in the $297 for the month, you will get a one-to-one private coaching session with one of my coaches. So you'll be able to get on the phone with them, private, confidential, communicate, go through these processes with them. You also get weekly live coaching in a group. I coach in a group. So basically it'll be just like this. You'll come on, I'll pull you on and coach you one-to-one in front of everyone, or you can just watch me coach other people or some of the other coaches. We also have many other classes. We have weight loss classes and coaching classes and learning the model classes and relationship classes. We have all those classes within there. You get that as well. And then we also have a 24-hour online coaching program. So if you want to post something like, hey, I'm having problems with this, someone will reply to you with that. That is my entire sales pitch. Is basically my invitation for you to come coach with us, you to feel better with us, and you to come in and apply this 3-step process within our coaching program. You can get as involved as you want into all of the courses and all of the work, or you can simply join and just get the one-to-one coaching and study the How to Feel Better course. I want to offer this course to you right now during this time because it's just such an important time to be working on feeling better and to be able to talk to another coach, get some perspective, especially those of you who are feeling like, based on some of your sentences, everything is lost. I'm not going to be able to manage. This is too hard. I feel like investing in yourself and getting one-to-one coaching is very important. If you have the money to do it, I think it should be one of your highest priorities to be able to learn to process your emotion, which is step 1. Learn how to identify and manage your mind, which is step 2, and learn how to create new and deliberate emotions, which is step 3. So if you're interested in joining Scholars, which I would love to have you in there, and if you're not already in there, I know a lot of you already are, please go to thelifecoachschool.com/join. I've been through a lot of challenges in my own life, a lot of trauma in my own life that I've utilized and become better because of and not in spite of. And so that's one of the things that we will be talking about in our weekly live coaching groups and classes in Scholars. We'll be talking about that live. And my dream and wish for each of you that is exposed to me is that you keep getting better in your life, no matter what's happening. No matter what's happening in the world, no matter what negative things are happening to you, you're able to utilize the tools that I teach to take your life and everything to the next level.